Hi, my name's Emma Hogan and I thought I'd share today how I use a blender pen to blend in my coloured pencils, fine detailed bits such as this, using this guy. It works by breaking down the binder that holds the pigments together, which helps you to move the pigment around easier, creating a more painterly effect. You don't have to do any burnishing, so it doesn't hurt your hands so much. So it's quite a handy little tool. So this is a swatch that I've done with all different colours. So each one is a different brand of pencil, and there's a Crayola in there. So points if you can guess which one it is at the end of the video. Okay, so we'll start with the first one. This pencil has two nibs, by the way, I forgot to tell you that. So this is a Finesse blender pen, has two nibs, so one bullet, fine sort of brush, and the other hand's a bullet one, which I don't really use this side much, just this side. So when you're doing blending, start with the lightest colour first and use circular motions, circular oval motions, to really work the pencil into the paper. This is great because it fills in the white of the tooth. Because of that, you can keep going over and adding more pencil throughout your drawing. When the nib gets like this, you just wipe it off with a bit of paper. So you're constantly wiping it down if you get too much build up on your pen. You don't want it to drag into other areas, making it muddy. So this just creates a nice, smoother base for all the detail so you'll put on afterwards. So I'm just going through this quickly for you to show how much more vibrant the difference between this and this. So much more vibrant. And it's time saving as well. It ages burnishing and blending and stuff, but if you just use this pen, it's so much quicker. Okay, so that's the first one. And I'm not going to tell you which pencil it is until the end. This one I found it blended okay, because I've not tried different swatches before. So I'm trying each pencil and seeing which works best with this for my own reference as well. Okay, so let's just make sure we wipe any excess off. And go into the next one. It's quite quick as well, because I do use Zest it, but I find with that, you can sometimes put too much down, too much on your brush, and blend it in, and it can get a bit scary sometimes. You think, oh my gosh, that's just too much. I put too much solvent down, it's ruined it now, or that kind of thing. With this, it's got a steady flow of solvent, so you worry a lot less. Okay, this one, the pencil blended so well. So whatever pencil this is, I look at the end, it liked that on quite a bit. Okay, the third one. Before we get into that, I'll show you, if I got to zoom out, Lord of the Rings book. If you were doing, say, a nice colouring book and you have this fair amount of detail, something like this, if you've done his face, you've got all the colours in it, it looks quite grainy still, something like this, blending it in at the end will smooth it all out and just make it look so much more lifelike. And then you can go over the top if you wanted to add some more colours. And stuff like this, writing as well, you could do the same if you wanted to make it more bolder or what have you. So it's good for that. Okay, next one, number 3. So these little lines down the side are how many layers that I've put down. So you need at least 3 to 4 layers to get a nice build up of colour, otherwise it'll look really grainy. You won't have enough colours mixed in to actually mix the colours together, make it look nice, like this is doing. And all I did was I started one end with a lighter colour, slightly darker, and lightened my grip, like holding the pencil towards the end like this, and just doing this really lightly until I had 3 lots of layers. So blending to here, stopping, then starting your next colour, not next to it here, you start your next colour here and blend slightly lighter, building up as you go along, and then lighter again. So it's gradually building up your layers. You can see how much more vibrant this looks just by using this pen. So these pens come in a pack of 3. I bought it on Amazon. It's the only place I've seen it for sale. I haven't seen it in an art store or anything like that. Okay, that's that one. That blended really nice, as good as this one. So far this has not been the best, and these two have blended really nicely with this pen. Let's give it a little wipe off. Okay, next one. So yeah, pack of 3 from Amazon. It wasn't too expensive. I think it was, I bought them in the UK. I think they were £15. But you can get Derwent ones, and there's a pen from the Loft. It's the Michael Cell. I'll put some links down in the description for different pens that you can get. I've not tried those, only this one, so I couldn't tell you how well they perform. This seems to be blending quite smoothly as well, really nicely. Always do a test swatch when you're doing something like this as well. So try it on, because each paper reacts differently to blender pens and Zest it and all that kind of thing. But this is the paper that I'm using, Fabriano Artistico, hot pressed, extra white. That's the weight there. That's what I'm using for this. You can use any paper, but I would say slightly thicker is probably better. If you were to use something like this as a copy paper, probably not so good. But this colouring book that I've got here, the Lord of the Rings one, is quite nice, thick, cartridgey type paper, so that would be fine. And most of the nicer colouring books like this are thicker. Okay, so on to number 5. Yeah, as I said, always do a test swatch, test your paper, test the pencils, because as you can see, different pencils react differently to different blending pens and Zested blending solutions. So always try them. This one's not as good. As you can see, it's quite grainy. But at the end, I will tell you which pencil performed the best with this solvent and which one was the Crayola. It's getting a bit messy now, but I'm doing it to speed up. But that's quite vibrant. That's a nice pencil. Some colours react differently as well. So this pencil here, this colour, worked really well. So with solvents, I would use them at the start of your drawing. So get a few nice light layers down, then go over with your solvent, and then if you feel like you share more of the white of the paper, then go over with it again. But don't do any detail, because the solvent will eliminate your detail, all those fine lines that you've done and that kind of thing. It will take them away, and you'd have wasted so much time. Sometimes if I don't like something that I've done in a drawing, I will go over it with the solvent just to blend it out, because I don't like how it looks. So it is quite good for that. If you have done some detail and you don't like how it looks, you can get this pen and blend it out, soften up the look. If the lines look too harsh, that kind of thing, it's good for that as well. Also, there's no shine. So if you were to burnish, it will be really shiny. It makes it look more painterly. So it looks like watercolor paint, which is the look I'm always going for. I like, because I used to do watercolors before I started colour pencil. So I really do like the painterly look. Okay, so that's all of the swatches done. So now I can reveal the which ones they were. Oh, hang on, before I do that, let's show you how I would use it in a real life situation. Zoom back in. So making sure there's nothing on there. So I would just darken up any bits that I want, because it darkens up your work quite nicely. Just go in and darken it. Like I said with the indenting tool video, if you do go over your indents, like some of these are my indents from my indenting tool, it will eliminate those. So you need to be careful not to lose the white of your paper. But it's good for darkening up parts, making it more vibrant, that kind of thing. And you don't have to worry about using too much solvent. Go in areas that are really small. Like I said with the colouring book, really fine detailed parts. Like that. Okay, so I don't have my reference with me, as I'm just doing this off the cuff, so I'm not going to do too much because I'll end up messing it up. But that's just an example to show you how it looks. Okay, so the verdict at the end, this one here, I'll zoom in a bit more so you can see it better. This one here, I didn't find that it blended so well. This was the Caran Luminance, which surprised me because it's a wax-based pencil. Well, it's unsure really. It's kind of wax and oils kind of mixed in. They didn't say how much of it is, so, but that was quite grainy, that one. The second one is the Caran Pablo's. That worked very well, and I do like those pencils. They're like in between Faber-Castell Polychromos, sorry. Faber-Castell Polychromos is in between those two, that and Luminance. So it's a nice, it's like a happy medium. So they're really nice to use. So I do use them quite a bit. Number 3 is the Polychromos by Faber-Castell. That blended probably one of the best blends. These two, I'd say, or these three. Yeah, these three middle ones are probably the best that blended well with the pen. So that's Polychromos. Number 4 was the Crayola did surprisingly well. Looks really quite smooth. So if you're just starting out, I would say probably a fantastic pencil, especially for something like, you know, colouring books and that, starting out. And then if you want to invest in, you know, maybe these Polychromos, I would say is an all-rounder basically, because they're harder pencils. They're great for doing detail. They're just great for everything. They're probably my favourite pencils of all that I would use the most. I have the whole lot of those. Number 5 was the Derwent Lightfast, which performed really well as well, I suppose. I mean, towards the end, it got better. And they're probably the most expensive pencils that you can buy on the market currently. And number 6 was Prismacolor Premier. These were Prisma. I only had these colours, so I had to make it work with this. So that's why it looks a little bit muddy. But I didn't think that worked very well either. But I hope you enjoyed this video showing the magical effects of using a coloured pencil blender pen. You can use it and it just takes the stress out of drawing basically. So thanks for watching.